Cancer doesn't just put your life on hold. It's not like you get to skip back a few months and pick up exactly where you left off. I wasn't going to get my old life back. Being in your early 20s is a strange thing to live with a life-threatening disease. And I remember as he said the words, acute myelogenous leukemia, it felt as though he slapped me across the face.
And she said they've scheduled the bone marrow biopsy for Friday.
When I was first diagnosed, I think I felt pretty terrified. I'd never really seen anyone who was very sick.
So we'll be back. When should I expect to have the results of my bone marrow biopsy? Probably.
And the more ill I got, the more isolated I began to feel. I think part of it was that I had never really experienced physical pain. I've never even broken a bone, so coping with that was really shocking.
I don't know. I don't know words for it. It's just, I feel like I'm the mother. I need to be holding myself together. If you're a parent of a child is one thing. As parents of a young adult, you have to be careful. We still want to do everything for her. But you learn that doing everything for her, or to have her, is not necessarily what she wants. So you got to learn to step back and to be useless and accept it. And it's very hard.
This is the best one?
Yeah. I used to be so afraid of needles.
Really?
Even through the first few months of my treatment. I still am.
But now you're used to it already.
Ugh, now I'm used to it. I still can't look though.
Yeah, don't look.
So when I found out that I would need 6 months of chemotherapy treatments and move permanently into my childhood room, I felt really angry. The goal had always been to learn how to be sort of an independent adult in the real world. And suddenly everything that I had worked for had vanished. My apartment, my independence, my job, everything. I wouldn't say that cancer is a gift, but I've learned a tremendous amount from going through this. My priorities are different. My goals for the future are different. I see the world differently. I see myself differently. For me, initially losing my hair was a pretty traumatic experience. I felt unattractive and I felt like I was losing a part of my identity. I'd always been a girly girl. I liked wearing dresses, I liked wearing high heels, and when I lost my hair, subconsciously I started embracing this new, edgier aesthetic. I've basically put all of my peasant dresses in storage and have adopted a leather jacket and boots with spikes on them. Here we go. You know, people look at me very differently to how they looked at me before when I had long hair. And I really feel tougher and a little bit braver. Ah, much cleaner. In these many months of sitting in bed, I've discovered that I really love to write. But before I got sick, I never felt brave enough to actually put myself out there. So I started a blog, and all the thoughts I'd been having for the past year and all of these experiences just kind of came flooding out. Up until that point, I'd kept my story very private, and suddenly I had this new support system that had kind of formed out of nowhere. When I was first diagnosed with leukemia, I found out I was also going to need a bone marrow transplant. My transplant was my only shot at a cure, and now that it's so soon, it's becoming increasingly difficult for me to block out all the risks and all the fears. I think I'm also just tired. My body's tired. I feel like I've suffered a lot physically in the past year, and the idea of going through something that's going to be even more intense than anything I've experienced before scares me a lot.